Hey guys, it's Daniel, licensed therapist. Ari Gold from Entourage is one of the best written characters in TV and film. He's so over the top as a character that there's no way anyone is really like that in real life. But in a weird way, he's also relatable, honest, and vulnerable at times. If I ever feel like I need a boost of testosterone, I just go down that YouTube rabbit hole and watch some Ari Gold clips. Ari's bravado is really what jumps out at the screen and defines his character. It's what makes him so fun to watch. But you know what I like about Ari? It's that deep down inside, he's a good guy. And despite all the cursing and the insults, and also he's a good husband. I feel like good husbands are portrayed in the media as, like virtuous, kind, and soft men. Well, we all aren't like that, so to have a super macho guy who's also dedicated to his wife is really cool. So here we have a clip of Ari and his wife in couples therapy session. And I love how this plays out because it really highlights the one question which all relationships are based on. This one question can guide you to a healthy relationship. You know what that question is? Well, you better watch and find out. In this clip, Ari is going to buy a rival Hollywood agency, but he needs his wife's money to do it. All his enemies are at the agency, so his wife thinks he's doing it to get back at them. And in order for Ari to reach his goal, he needs to convince his wife to give him the money. Let's break it down and look through the interaction through the lens of the relationship. Let's get to the clip.
So what are we here to talk about?
Well, this is extremely secretive.
Everything in here is.
I like this therapist. She was written really well, and you know what? I'm guessing the writers have probably gone to therapy and have a therapist that they really like. Here she is creating a safe space for him to share freely, which is really rare for some people. So good job, lady.
I'm buying a very big company.
Oh, congrats.
Which he said wouldn't cost us anything.
This deal will make me the head of the largest agency in the entire entertainment business.
You said it wouldn't cost us anything.
Well, I didn't think that it would.
He said the company was going to buy it.
I thought that the company could, but it's been a rough year, so, we're a little strapped for cash. But the bank has asked me to personally guarantee something.
$12 million.
I think it's great that you two have such open communication about your money.
Ari starts off talking about a business venture. And money is one of the things that people fight over the most in marriages. So right away, the therapist is on alert. They start to go back and forth, and we can see how the conflict is starting to escalate. And in order to head off a full-blown fight, the therapist highlights one of the strengths that she sees in the relationship. I actually do this a lot when I do couples therapy because when people get into patterns of fighting, they focus on the negative, and sometimes that's all they see. So again, very, very realistic, and kudos to the writer. And it's funny because I really get the sense that whoever wrote this has been to couples therapy.
It's not our money.
It's her money.
Oh.
And I just put up my money when we started this new agency. And that was over 2 years ago, and we still haven't gotten all of that money back yet.
And that doesn't concern you, Ari?
No, because we're going to make it back 50 times on this one.
You don't see it this way.
Even if I did, I don't see this as just about business.
Is it about ego, Ari?
Each person is voicing their point of view, and the therapist is doing a good job of reflecting and summarizing. But I think she could have addressed the wife's anxiety and fear. We can argue about differences in opinions all day, but when we get down to feelings, there's clearly a good and a bad. And clearly, if Ari loves his wife, he wouldn't want her to feel afraid or worried. This would give him a chance to be there for her and validate her, which would then help him get his way and get what he wants. That's what I would do, but still the therapist is doing a good job.
Well, I've always dreamed about ruling the world, but now that I'm getting older, I would settle for ruling Hollywood.
Oh, it goes much deeper than that. He's got enemies at this company he wants to buy.
I have enemies everywhere.
Who are these enemies?
These are very personal conflicts. He wants payback, and I'm not sure he's thinking clearly.
What?
Tell me about these conflicts, Ari.
They don't matter.
Your wife seems to think they do.
Here, Ari's on a mission. He wants to dismiss his wife's point of view, and for good reason. He knows that there's nothing to worry about, but his wife doesn't know that, and the therapist sees Ari dismiss his wife. So she brings it back to her concern, giving him a second chance to address it and win her over. But for such a heavy conflict, it's actually going pretty good.
My wife doesn't know how I do my business.
But you need her money in order to buy this business that you want. So why do you want it?
For revenge.
For a music department.
For Terrence.
For a book department that I can pair with filmmakers.
And for Lloyd.
For sports stars.
Is it possible that these people are the reason you want to buy the agency?
Yes, he wants to destroy them. Tell her. Tell her.
Is it true? Do you want to destroy these people, Ari?
So this is the crux of the argument, right? It's not like his wife is not supportive, but she wants to know that he's not going to forsake her and use her money for his own revenge. And the therapist knows that, so she is really going to keep it on track to see if there's any truth to his wife's accusations and fears. So let's see what Ari does.
Okay, yes. If I could gouge out Terrence McEwitt's eyeballs and eat them for what he did to me, I would. And I would sell that Benedict Arnold Adam Davies into white slavery if we lived in a place that had a market for it. And Lloyd, that little queen, who I welcomed into my home and allowed to play with my children and care for my dog, and who left me for those two scumbags, I would tie him up and allow the entire Screen Actors Guild to anally rape him, if not for the fact that I know he would enjoy it. I hate them all. And yes, I want to see them destroyed.
So, his wife's thoughts and fears were validated. And this shows that she really knows Ari. So their relationship has a good foundation. But having these fears confirmed, Ari is going to need to be super convincing to convey that he is there for her despite her fears being confirmed. You know, Sue Johnson says that relationships can be boiled down to one question. And yes, this is the question we are talking about. Are you there for me? His wife doesn't think that he is there for her in this scenario. He's only out to get revenge, and he's willing to blow through her money to do it. Her fight isn't even about the money. It's him answering no to the question, are you there for me? But let's see if he can show her that yes, he is there for her.
But that is not why I want this company. I need this company because it's good business. It's good goddamn business. And if I don't buy it, someone else will, and that will be very, very bad for my business. And my wife, of all people, should know that when it comes to business, my judgment is never clouded. So please, please support me like you always have, and I will deliver for us like I always have.
Man, nice work, Ari. I like how he says, my wife of all people should know. It demonstrates how they have a really good relationship and that his wife does know him. It also shows that he can stand on his track record of doing everything for his family, which makes his case super compelling. Also, another powerful thing he does is that he looks at her and he talks to her instead of talking to the therapist. This is something I would prompt couples to do in session. John Gottman calls it turning towards. It is a deliberate act of connection with a partner, and he does it so well. Right now, his wife is thinking and reflecting on how much he loves her, and that really combats the narrative of him being solely driven by this selfish revenge.
What do you think?
I think it was a good speech.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do, Ari.
Really? I love you.
And there you go. Conflict resolved, couple reconnected. You know, this conflict is really similar to a lot of other conflicts, although this one is about buying a company. Another one may be about taking out the trash, but the real argument here boils down to that question once again. Are you there for me? Here, Ari is able to answer that question so effectively that the conflict disappears. We get into trouble in conflicts when we go to war. He could have easily said, I can't believe you don't trust me. You never trust me. And after an accusation like that, she would most likely be defensive or attack him back. But he came so strong with, I am here for you, right? That it made it easier for her to reconnect with him and give him what he wanted because she got what she wanted. Are you there for me? That concept is so important, and it will help guide us into good and healthy relationships. If you have anything you would like me to react to, leave it in the comments down there. Hey, it's free professional analysis from your man. Anyways, thank you for watching, you beautiful person. Goodbye for now.